Alright, hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Heroes of the Storm A to Z. As always, my name is Conman, and it is time. Today we are checking out the Lost Vikings. The Vikings, at least for now, have been found, and here they are. So I know I mentioned in a lot of my other videos how, oh, this hero is pretty unique and he's kind of interesting. The Vikings actually take that cake, I think. Maybe Cho'Gall, because he's the 2-in-1, but the Vikings are a very, very unique character, more so than anything else that is going on. So first off, they are from the game Lost Vikings, the old 16-bit Super Nintendo game that came out way back when. They are, to date, the only character that Blizzard has in here from any classic Blizzard games. I'm kind of hoping that eventually they'll bring in like Blackthorn or somebody from Rock and Roll Racing or something like that. But for the moment, they are it, and here they are. So what makes them special? So first off, you'll see right here, there are actually three people in one. So you've got your Olaf, your Balog, and your Eric. They're 3 in 1. You'll also notice, because I haven't taken any abilities yet, I don't actually have any talents yet. I don't actually have any abilities to cast. So that's something that's a little bit interesting for them. So they are 3 people in 1. They can be controlled separately, or you could grab them all and kind of control them all in one shot. So they're kind of interesting in regards to that. So before I get started and kind of break down the abilities and the talents and all that fun stuff that the Vikings bring, the question is, why the Vikings? What are they good at? Why would you take them? If you're in Hero League, if you're in unranked mode, if you're in a draft mode, why would you take the Vikings? Where do you want to take the Vikings? The Vikings are going to excel in specifically 3-lane maps. First of all, they can take a bribe at level 1, and so they're gonna have some value on maps like Hanamura, for example, where the mercenaries are a big deal. So that and they can build up bribe stacks fairly quickly. So that's something to keep in mind. But they're gonna do their best in a 3-lane map where the enemy team, or at least they're gonna do well in a 3-lane, like a Warhead Junction is really good. Cursed Hollow is another one, obviously. Infernal Shrines. Basically a 3-lane map where at some point, your team and the enemy team are gonna have to contest over an objective. Or the enemy, So what can happen here, because all of these Vikings can be used individually? The major strategy, there's more than one way to play these guys, of course, but the major strategy with these Vikings is you send each Viking to their own lane. So one Viking goes top, one goes middle, one bottom. And what'll happen is you'll have to obviously dance back and forth between the 3 of them, but you try to keep each of them safe, relatively close to the enemy minion wave. And they're just going to body soak. They're going to get experience just from being in that range. Maybe if you have the opportunity, you can do a little bit of pushing yourself with each one, but not too far. They are kind of very squishy. But each Viking can just body soak by being in the area and bring in all of that experience and all those bribe stacks, hopefully, to your team. So what does that do for your team? So it means, especially in the early game, you're going to be weaker in a full team fight because it's basically going to be a 4-on-5. You as the Vikings, are going to be soaking, you're going to be doing the strategy, and your team is going to be weaker in a team fight. But the alternative is, because you're going to be doing the soaking, that leaves the 4 members of your team who can then rotate as a group, up and down throughout the lanes, maybe picking up merc camps if it's a good time to do so, and you haven't bribed them yet. But to go through and gank, try to get ganks on the enemy team and try to get kills. And while this is going on, you're still just bringing in XP. And unless the enemy team can account for this and chase you down and pick you off, and they do have to waste time doing this, like this is something that they have to actually take time doing, you're just bringing in the XP. So in theory, what will happen is you as your team are going to have a talent advantage, you're going to have an experience advantage, you're going to be ahead of the game in terms of experience. So when the team fights do occur, sure, maybe it's going to be a 4-on-5, possibly. You could kind of join in and help out, but you're going to have a higher level lead, which will be translated into an advantage for your team. Plus, if you do take the bribe, and I in most maps I'm going to recommend it, if you do take the bribe, you'll be going around picking up mercenaries as well. So you're going to actually not only have the experience lead, but you're going to be pushing down buildings, and you're going to be, providing a lot of map pressure, which is just a bonus to your team. It's sort of like a really good really good Abathur, but in a different way. A really good Abathur in a different way. Now the downsides for the Vikings are individually, you know, they are 3 people. Individually, they're very squishy. They can be, you know, picked off pretty quickly. So let's kind of dive in, and we'll talk a little bit more about, you know, the pros and cons in a bit. First thing to keep a note, as I did mention, you can control all of these guys individually, or you hit 1, 2, or 3. You see they're numbered 1, 2, 3, or you can click 4, which does all the Vikings at once. So each Viking is going to have its own individual death timer, you know. So you see up here in the bar here, you got 1, 2, 3 health bars. You got 1, 2, 3 health bars. Let's take Eric. I'm gonna go plink this merc and then get myself killed. So he's gonna die pretty quickly. He is the squishiest of the Vikings. We'll talk about it. All right, so down he goes. All right, here we go. He's got his own death timer, his own death icon, and then now he's back. Great. So here he comes. I'm gonna march him back here into the middle. So let's talk about the Vikings. First off, we'll start with Balog. Or sorry, actually Olaf. We'll start with Olaf. Olaf, he is the tank of the Vikings. You see, he's got a shield that clearly means he's a tank. He does his ability here. If you look at it, he can charge at enemies. If you just basically auto attack them, he'll dash at an enemy. It will slow them down for 30%. And he gains increased regen when out of combat. So he's the most durable. I mean, he's actually got, you see at level 20, he's got 3,100 hit points. It's actually more than Li Ming. Li Ming at level 20. So I mean, he's actually beefier than her. So keep that in mind. So his ability is going to look like this. Kind of a smack there. Now there's no cooldown here. I do wish there was a timer to show you when this is going to be up, or when the when the regen will be active. But at the very least, I would love to have seen. So I can just sit here and attack, and he's not going to dash again until I kind of back off and go back in. You kind of have to eyeball when that dash is going to happen. You know, there's no cooldown for it. You kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. But that's Olaf. He's, you know, one attack per second. You know, his auto attack damage isn't too great, but that's fine. You know, he's going to be the beefy one. He's the one who can take the most punishment. Let's go take a look here. Let's go charge in on these mercs again. We'll take some damage. Okay, now we'll go back off.
Choose a talent.
Thank you for the level. We'll go back off, and we'll just kind of stand around. And then after a little while, here we go. Look at that. He's kind of got like a Muradin-style health regen when he's not taking damage. So if Olaf can get away from an enemy, if he's being chased around and can get safe, he can regen his health pretty quickly. So 2 is Balog. He's semi-ranged, I guess. He kind of like Cassius-style range. So he's going to look something like this. So he does splash damage. You see he's got that icon behind the hero. This is going to do splash damage to 50% splash damage to anything behind it. So he's got a very short auto attack range. I mean, it's kind of Cassius-style where it's range, but it's still very close. This is going to look something like this. See him doing splash damage to all this. This means for him, he can tear through minion waves pretty quickly. He'll be able to, you know, use this to kind of chew through minion waves. You know, if you're able to push with him, so he'll be the guy to do that with. And finally, we have Eric. Eric is the squishy one, the glass cannon style of the group. He's got the longest attack range, which is a fairly solid distance. You know, 1.43 attacks per second, so he attacks very quickly. He is the squishiest of the group. You see there, 1,700 health at level 21. Very small. Also, he does. Here's something that's not actually plainly obvious on the movement screen. So if you look at the tooltip here, it says he moves faster than the other Vikings, and he does. So let's go like this. We'll start them all here. We'll select all of them, and we're gonna go here. Now Eric, look, so you can see Eric is just going slowly, getting his lead increased, and he's slowly going faster. Now here he might not, because he's probably getting body blocked by Olaf, but he does in fact move a little bit faster, and over longer distances, it's going to, like, that's going to mean something. Like, that's going to make a difference. So if you're moving all 3 Vikings in a group, you might want to, you know, take in consideration that extra movement speed from Eric, that he may kind of outpace the others and get himself into a little bit of danger. I don't know what the actual speed is. I don't know if it's more than 100%, and this just doesn't show it. I'm really not entirely sure. I don't know if the other Vikings move slightly less than 100%. I really don't know what the actual percentages are. I haven't looked it up. I haven't played really the Vikings a whole lot, so I've never really thought about it. But I do know that this shows 100%, even though it shows 100% for all 3 Vikings, and he's clearly faster than them. So just something to consider. So their trait. Oh, first off, they don't get them out. They get an ability called Go. Cooldown 30 seconds. Looks something like this. I should probably toggle all of the Vikings when I do that. It gives them a boost, as if it gives them basically a boost to mount speed. They kind of get like the jets that go behind them, all that dust that they're going to kick up. And this, no matter where the Vikings are, once you hit the Z key, it's going to affect all of them at once. No matter where they're located, even if they're spread all the way across the map. Let's take a peek at their trait. Their trait is Viking Horde. Viking Horde, gathering a regen globe with a Viking permanently increases all of their health regen by 0.5 per second. So this should be something that you're able to build up pretty quickly, in theory. So let's just say, hypothetically, we're going to assume that for the sake of argument, we're going to assume that we're on a 3-lane map. You have all the Vikings spread out. Each one is doing some body blocking, or body soaking, excuse me, on each individual lane. They could, if you have the opportunity to pick up regen globes more frequently, so you can build this up. Let's take a quick peek. All right, there's 5, there's 10, there's 15, there's 20. So let's say we've got 20 regen globes. Just for the sake, I mean, that's your standard quest. I mean, I guess you get a lot of 25 regen globe quests, but let's just say we got 20 regen globes. Let's go take a peek at Balog here. We'll take Balog. We'll go get smacked around. You see he's got 15 health regen extra per second now. So we're going to go through, or 10 regen per second, excuse me, 15 total, because he starts off with the 5-ish. So now I'm going to walk out here. Hopefully I won't get killed. Yep, there we go. Now, look how fast that his health is going to come back just kind of by standing around. You know, imagine if this was, 20, and this was like 15 per second, and we get 20, you'll get a lot of health regen. Whoops, you get a lot of health regen just kind of standing around. If you can get yourself out of trouble. So that's pretty sweet. You're going to want to be able to grab this whenever you can. If you're grabbing mercenaries, you're going to get health globes from that too. And this is, no matter which Viking grabs it, it's going to apply that effects to all 3 of them, no matter where they're located. So without further ado, let's go through the talents, since the talents are going to determine what abilities that you have. So at level 1, you start off with these 4 options. You can go Olaf the Stout. The first 3 are passive, actually. So if you take one of these first 3, you're not even actually going to get an ability. So consider that. Olaf the Stout. Every 5 seconds, Olaf gains 75 physical armor against the next basic attack. So just, your standard block stacks for Olaf, making him just a little bit more tanky. Spy games. After standing still for 3 seconds, we're gonna look like this. After standing still for 3 seconds, he's going to get stealth. There he goes. He gets stealth. And his sight radius is increased. So if I walk him out here, you see he's got a longer range. So now he will break this while he's moving, as you can see. If I stand still again, eventually it will come back. There we go. Now, also, the radius only applies when he's stealth, as you can see. Oh, I'm actually doing damage here. Now, I'll wait a second. Once I go stealth, you see these other mercs will open up. There you go. So, this can be useful if you're, if you really want to try to be sneaky with Eric. He's the squishy one. I kind of pop him out, just get some extra vision, trying to keep him hidden while you do some soak action. Otherwise, I don't really like A or B here. I'm really more for option C or D. And option C is explosive attacks, increases Balog splash damage against non-heroes to 100%.
Choose a talent.
It's going to look something like this here. You see, now I'm doing full splash damage across the board. So this means it's going to increase his wave clear by a pretty significant amount. You'll really be able to chew through minion waves pretty quickly. Ultimately, I'd say the vast majority of the time, you're more likely than not going to go. I mean, it's either C or D, but otherwise you're going to go Viking Bribery. Viking Bribery is your bribe. Every minion, enemy minions or captured mercenaries killed near the Vikings will grant you a stack of bribe. It takes 40 stacks, and then you'll get your bribe. Does not work on bosses. Total stacks up to 200. Now it's 40 stacks, so that's more, obviously, than, say, Nova or Brightwing or Falstad or any of the other heroes that do get a bribe. It's actually significantly more stacks. I think most of them are like 20 or 25. The reason being, like, in theory, you're going to be doing this across 3 lanes, so you're going to be able to build the bribe stacks up much more quickly than, say, one of the other heroes. So you'll be able to do this pretty fast. And also, it goes up to 5. If like 200 stacks means 5 caches in. So depending on the map, I mean, imagine this. Right here, this is, if you have a full bribe stack on Hanamura, that's almost every merc on the map. I mean, at least on your side. I mean, you know, the healing work's going to be 1, the recon camp will be 3, and you'll have 1 left over. So I mean, that's pretty solid right there. So that's kind of your options at level 1, and this, assuming you take Bribe, there you get your E ability. If you click on it, you know, you see the radius. It's going to work. Any Viking in the area will be able to cast this as well. So level 4, we've got Pain Don't Hurt, Balrog's base. I keep saying Balrog with an Balog. Basic attacks, heal for 20% of the damage dealt and doubled against heroes. Eric the Swift permanently increases Eric's movement speed by 10%, and as long as he's moving, he's going to heal. So not only will he be faster across the board, but whenever he's moving, he's going to be healing himself. So that could be interesting. It's a Sabotage. Eric's basic attacks against structures light them on fire for 10 seconds, causing a bunch of damage, and destroys 5 ammo. So that's interesting. This is like a heavy push style if you take something like this. Notice all of these are passive abilities. So no matter what you take at level 1, when you get to level 4, you're still only really going to have 1 ability. If that. Sabotage. So this could be useful like at a really heavy push ability. You burn through the enemy structures pretty quick. If not just for the damage, just burn them out of ammo, and they won't be able to fire back, and then that kind of leaves some safety to you guys, so you'll be able to push. Otherwise, Mercenary Lord. Non-friendly boss mercs near your hero deal more damage. You gain 50 armor against minions and mercenaries, reducing damage taken by 50%. So there you go. That's a solid choice. If you're going to go like a merc heavy push, this could be pretty sweet. Let's go. I'm going to go that one for the moment. Level 7. Balog the Fierce. Again, you could potentially not have an ability if you take this. Balog's basic attacks increases attack speed by 8%, stacking up to 3 times. After 3 seconds of not attacking, this will decay. It's going to look something like this. Look at that. There you go. So it's going to stack up pretty quickly. So you could potentially... I mean, you could... This is just going to be extra wave clear for Balog. Now, I'm not going to sit here and take these mercenaries, but I can burn through them pretty quickly. You know, if I had... watch what he does to the minions. I'm going to bring him up here. I'm going to play with the minions once they spawn. Come on, boys.
Okay, let's go.
That's Arthas. Should probably toggle minions. Actually make minions. That's something I should think about. There we go.
For swords and fjords.
I mean, you burn through this pretty quickly, and I'm going to take one just because I get, that's for the healing gun. Anyway, that was kind of poorly illustrated, but you get the idea. You burn through the minion waves pretty damn quick. Alternatively, Spin to Win is a pretty solid option. Activate to have each Viking, I'll share this one. Activate to have each Viking deal 240 damage to nearby enemies. This is something else that's good for wave clear. This also, if you have all Vikings in a big, if you do have them all grouped up for some reason, you can do a chunk of damage to enemies using this ability. It does have a 10-second cooldown. Vikings don't have mana. You don't have to worry about individual mana bars. You just have to worry about your cooldowns. This one is a 10-second cooldown. Alternatively, Norse Force will reset. Norse Force, all Vikings gain a shield, a 261 to 522 point shield. This is level 20, increasing in strength for each Viking alive. Lasts 4 seconds, so it's going to look something like this. Just a little bit shield. So assuming you have all 3 Vikings alive, you'll be able to kind of get yourself a shield for a little bit. I tend to go Spin to Win. If you're either going to go, you know, unless you're going to go like full-on Balog build and just try to have him burn through stuff really quickly, I'd recommend Spin to Win. If you're not going to go that, I would go Spin to Win. Just for extra, it's like extra wave clear for all the Vikings across the board. Plus, this will be more useful in a team fight, I think, just because you're going to be able to use this for everything. All right, we'll talk about the ults right now. Why the heck not? So you've got 2 of them. First is Longboat Raid. This one, we'll hover over the tooltip here. You hop into an unstoppable longboat, you fire at nearby enemies for a chunk of damage per second, and can fire a mortar that deals more damage in an area. The boat has increased health for each Viking inside. If the boat is destroyed by nearby enemies, all Vikings are stunned for 1.5 seconds, and it lasts 15 seconds. So it's going to look something like this. Alright, you see I'm just going to be firing at this. This is the only thing in range, so it's going to keep firing at that. I've got a mortar I can use like this. Plus, it's unstoppable. It can't be stunned. So, look at that. That's all. I mean, that's all one target. You're really not going to get all on one target when you hop into the longboat. So, this is a very powerful ult because you're really like the enemy team really has to just either burn through you very, very quickly in the longboat, or they need to kind of get the heck out of a dodge. Now the thing is, if you're doing the the split stack that I'd recommended or talked about in the beginning, you can't really cast this unless everyone's back in the same group. So let's just say, oh, here's something: each Viking can individually hearth. You see, each Viking can individually hearth. You can do it in tandem. But now because I've sent Balog over here, I can't use Longboat Raid. I have to, let's go over here. I'd have to either bring him back, or I have to get killed. Let's refresh the forts. We'll go get Balog killed. Oh, look at this. I should have used Eric for this because he can run faster and he's got smaller health. But oh well. Alright. So now I can cast this before he respawns. I'm not going to bother with it because I don't want to waste it. But just something to keep in mind. So you have to have all surviving members have to be in the same area. So you can't use this unless a bunch of you get killed. We'll move everyone over here. Alright, very good. The other alternative is play again. So play again. Let's hover over this. Summon, fully heal, and revive all Lost Vikings at a target location after a Viking channels for 2 seconds. So let's just take you. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use this. It looks like I can. He's going to channel. Boom. So if I actually had dead Vikings, let's go get somebody killed. It's going to be tough to do in try mode because the cooldowns are so short. Channel, and there we go. Everybody is back, all 3 Vikings. So this can be used in a pinch if, like, say some Vikings get picked off. It could be used, now this has got an 80-second cooldown, it's actually shorter than Longboat Raid. This could be used if you're really in a hurry, need to get all the Vikings, even if they're alive, if you need to get them all into the same place very quickly. You can kind of warp 2 guys across the map. You know, you can use this aggressively if you're pushing. Say you're pushing, you maybe push a little too hard, somebody gets killed by a tower, somebody gets picked off. You get to use play again to bring them back into the fray. So there you go. I mean, that's a tough call depending on how you want to do it. Longboat Raid is going to be probably better in a team fight, while play again is kind of going to be more, I think, more push build kind of style. So you got to take that into consideration. What kind of playstyle you're going to want? Is your team going to eventually need that help in a team fight? Also, Longboat Raid is kind of, you know, can be good as kind of a no shit button. You can kind of push that, you know, if you're all together and kind of either use this. You can use it offensively or you can use it defensively because most enemies, if they're low in health, are not going to want to engage on Longboat. You know, give you time to get away. Level 13, Hunka, Burn, and Olaf. Olaf deals, this is just your Burning Rage talent to Olaf. I don't normally take this, wouldn't recommend it. I tend to like Jump. Jump, I think, is his superior. Makes all Vikings invulnerable and able to pass through enemies. It's going to look something like this. Like right now, you see, I've, well, actually, I do sort of have. I don't know if you can really tell, but I am getting moved around a little bit by the hero, by the target dummy. Let's go play over here with Arthas, actually. We'll show you what I'm talking about. So right now, like, I have to move around him. I can't move through him, but if I hit jump, I go like that. This is great to get away in a hurry. You can kind of use this after dashing to keep yourself just alive a little bit longer, so that's pretty handy. I kind of recommend Jump. Level 16, we've got really two main options here. I like 64 KB Marathon. Gain an additional 40% movement speed when activating Go Go Go. Decays over 4 seconds. Additionally, the Vikings will break out of roots and slows, so that can be useful if somebody's trying to chase you down. You can use this to kind of escape. So this, because you can, unlike, you're not going to be mounted, but you can use this movement speed while being attacked, so damage isn't going to stop this. Alternatively, we have Impatience as a virtue. Enemies damaged by a Viking's basic attack will reduce the cooldown of all your abilities, so you have to cast your heroic more often. That could be pretty nifty. Executioner is neat depending on your team comp. Attacking a hero that is slowed, rooted, or stunned increases your basic attack damage by 30%. So if you're going to go, if you have a team that has a lot of CC, maybe he'll combo well with an Arthas, say, and you're going to dive in on all 3 of them. Individually they're weak, but all together, just basic attacks, they do a solid amount. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at level 23. I mean, that's quite a bunch. So you do have to consider that. And then at 20, We got a couple good ones. I like the sequel, reduces the Vikings' death timer. That can be nice if you're getting killed too much. Checkpoint reached after 10 seconds after using play again. Any dead Vikings are revived and summoned again and are healed to full. This can be pretty heavy after a push. Ragnarok and roll, longbow attack, two targets at once, and the mortar range is increased. Generally, I like the sequel. I like that. Also, like Fury of the Storm. This is a really solid one. Every 5 seconds, your next basic attack will deal additional bonus damage to the target and extra bonus damage to any nearby minions, mercenaries, or monsters. Each Viking has their own cooldown. With this, you can absolutely burn through merc camps. If you're not going to bribe them, you can burn through minion waves. You know, this is going to be pretty sweet. So I do like this one a lot. And each Viking is going to have its own cooldown, so you can use it individually for each one. So that's the Vikings in a nutshell. They're very hard to play because of the way they're set up. They're kind of hard to go through. They do require a lot of map awareness. You got to be checking your minimap at all times. They're individually they're very weak. You know, they're tough in a group. They're very squishy. Like the Vikings by themselves. You know, I mean, look, Eric at 23 only has 1900 health. He can die pretty quickly. What do you have to watch out for with the Vikings? You need to watch out for people that can hunt you down. Nova can, you know, you're easy picking. Lei Ming is really tough because each Viking is going to count as a reset for her. Zeratul can burn you down. Valyria can burn you down very quickly. Now, it does take some time to do that, so you want to be aware of what's going on. They're hard to play in Quickmatch, because like in a coordinated environment, maybe your team is going to do something like I said, where they're going to, you know, go 4-man rotation and try to keep you safe because they're too busy ganking people. In Quickmatch, you know, not so much. People are going to do weird things. You're going to want to watch out for Kael'thas, somebody like that. Somebody who can track you down very quickly is going to be in trouble. Who are you going to work well with? I mean, just anybody who can do a lot of damage. You know, you can, hopefully as the Vikings, you're the ones who are, you know, contributing to most of the XP for the team, which leaves your team open to have slots for extra damage. We're going to ignore whatever that was just said there, and we're going to hop into the actual game. So full disclosure, I have not played the Vikings in a quick match before. This is going to be my first time. I have played them up to 5, and so during a free week, the Vikings were actually a hero that I didn't buy for the longest time just because I didn't want to get them into quick match. And when 2.0 came, I finally just caved and bought them. So here we go. So we've got a healer and we've got a bruiser style warrior with Artanis. Let's see what we get. Do we get a good map? We are going to get Haunted Mines, which is probably one of the worst Viking maps available, because it's 2 lanes. This is, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for the Vikings to get stomped around, for people to rotate around. This is probably the worst. I mean, hopefully they can get some bribe going on. Now, that being said, these guys are fairly low level, and there's a Murky as well. This is not a good Viking map, unfortunately. So, we'll see how it goes. Now we've got Lucio, so we've got some heals. We've got Artanis, Kael'thas, and Genji. This is a good map for Kael'thas. I'm gonna go bribe. There are mercenaries here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna split this up. I'm gonna send Balrog down bottom, and I'm gonna send the other 2 up top. There we go. Already I'm going to have trouble controlling these guys. I'm not a good Vikings player. Full disclosure, this is going to be an interesting experience. Now, you also can see where on the map, like, roughly where your other Vikings are. So I'm going to put you here. You guys can come up this way. So you can click and drag and only select 2. I'm not even going to burn my cooldown right away. I'm going to hang you guys out here for... There we go. Already, I got to watch out. If they're going to hang out in that spot, I'm going to be careful. Let's see what we can do. Let's hang out over here. Now look at Bill. Olaf is down there in the bottom. He's down here. He's actually a little too close to that. He's getting some body soak action right here. See, even though, you know, Varian is there, He's gathering some of that experience. I do want to watch Murky's there as well. I've already got 9 stacks of bribe. Yep, that's fine. They haven't noticed me. I'm okay with this. Let's just keep it going. I'm going to help out in the team fight. I'm going to do what I can. We're going to probably get this kill in Nubrick. Yes, we do. There we go. So for now, I'm just going to go with this 2-1 split. This is going to work out. We didn't get to kill that creep, unfortunately. Gonna back up. And I'm still there getting some... Now they're pushing pretty hard. Now this is a little bit troublesome. I'm going to reveal my location. I'm going to come over here, get some slow on Varian, and I'm going to back off. Just for the moment. I'm going to back off again. Alright. I ate all of that. That was unfortunate. Alright, now we've got 20 stacks of the bribe. And hopefully, there we go, you guys are there. I'm going to back off just a little bit. This is going to be kind of a disjointed game. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. I'm going to grab that regen globe, though. I should mention that there's something I did mention before, is that the timer for the well applies to all of them. Alright, so I'm getting attacked. You see the icon, it shows you who's in danger. I'm going to go with Mercenary Lord, actually. We're going to be taking some mercs, so I'm going to go with that. That's the idea. He's just doing his thing, which is fine. Soaking some experience.
Oh, you're dead. You'll get over it.
There we go. Olaf died, so he found me, so that was silly. That's what I get. I look away from the map for 1 second, and suddenly I get myself killed. What I am going to do, actually, while this is going on, is I'm going to come over here with these guys, and I'm going to work on this. Here's a bribe. Here comes Olaf. I'll have him join him. Alright. So there's some mercs. We're going to come down this way into Varian. Varian's playing with us. Now I've split up a little bit. I think we're going to be in some trouble with this. They're pushing pretty hard. Grab this regen globe. We're up to 8 with the regens. Now we're gonna get the first golem is going to be at least 50, which is great. Grab this globe. Thank you very much. And notice because they're 3 together, Varian's kind of got to bail out a little bit. He's going to be, he's going to be low in the early game. I do get killed. I kind of expected that. We're going to back off. We will take spin to win. Do some extra damage. Eric is going to come back up. I'm going to bail out now, actually. Here goes everybody. So we got 50-50 golem split. You can come over here. I'm going to actually send you up to the top and see what we can do. Whoops, that's not so great. Now we're back up to 1 stack of bribe, so that's pretty nice. I may ultimately end up spending most of this game grouped up together.
It seems both golems are of similar strength.
I want you in the... Here we go. Now we got the golem over here. pretty low.
My swords are sharp. Ah, the enemy destroyed a fort.
Yep.
Fall back, warriors.
I can attack in this game.
Where do you get these ideas anyway?
I'm on the
I actually sent Balog down over here. I'm getting chased around.
Dust to dust.
I may get killed. Nope, he's fine. So we'll go in a fuller stack, it looks like, for the moment. We're going to get out pushed on here. I think Zagara is up top and pushing pretty hard. Lost Balog, unfortunately. That was silly of my fault. I pushed in a little too hard.
I'm on the hunt. Dash through the foe.
I'm a hungry giant at the maternity.
What's the plan?
How many lives we got left?
And we will take that and a globe. Alright.
I've never seen such impressive graphics before. Enough of your eating. Pick it down.
Alright, we're level 10. I'm going to go longboat raid because I think at this point we're going to just stay as a team. And if that's the point, if I'm going to stay together as a group, then I'm going to go longboat raid because we'll get value out of it.
But I sure do finish 'em.
Like, yep. We're going to use it in just a second, actually. I'm going to eat this. That's going to be unfortunate. Yep.
Damn shall soon
There we go.
Oh man, you should have seen your.
So what did I do wrong there? I just lost 2 Vikings. What did I do wrong there? I went longboat raid and then I ate Murky's ultimate. So I just basically got my ass handed to me, which is not the way to go. So that was totally on me.
slay the undead and claim their skulls.
There's a kill on Lucio, very solid. So that was completely my fault. I think using longboat raid there was fine, but then I really needed to back off and get out of. I needed to back up and get out of Murky's ultimate. That was just the March of the Murlocs, not very smart thing to stand in. So we're gonna come over here and grab all that. Let's see what we can do
I'll take the lead.
over here.
I never start things, but I sure do finish 'em.
Take you out pretty quickly.
There's rocks in your eye.
Got 15 regen globes already, as you can see. I'll take that. There's 16 regen globes.
We return the champ here.
We're gonna come up here. We're gonna see if we can help out Kel'Thas. He's fighting some Cigar. We're gonna try to sneak up from behind.
Dash 'em through the foes.
There we do. Get the kill. Pretty nice.
Oh, never mind. There's rocks in your eye.
We're gonna see if we can get this Merc camp over here as well.
North by northwest. Dash 'em through the foes. I never start things,
Murky gets killed. Sucks for him.
finish 'em.
Our team's doing a good job.
I'm on the hunt.
Also, here's something. I'm gonna take care of that. So spin to win. I don't know if you noticed that. Can be used to kind of reveal creep tumors if you get the opportunity.
I'm on
I will take jump. Yep. We're gonna run over here to Varian. Varian. We're not gonna be able to kill Varian. Also, I'm coming in a weird angle. We're gonna tag that Envil. Thanks very much. There you go. That's when you use 25-second long cooldown on that, though. Got to keep it in mind.
Now is the hour of my golem's return.
Just to chase him away. When we get somebody else coming in, we're gonna have to be careful about that. almost got murky.
I can attack in this game. Swiftly.
Didn't get that in time.
I can attack in this game.
I would have preferred Lucio to kind of go up and help them up top, but that's fine. I'm gonna come back here and work on these guys down on this side. So our golem gets burned down pretty quickly.
Golems have fallen.
Gonna watch out again. Gonna have to bail. Too much action going on over there. Are they going to get the kill on our... Yeah, they do get the kill on a new brick. That's fantastic. I will come out and try to help out.
I'm on the hunt. I can attack in this game.
Oh, I might get killed. Might get killed. I think he's just about to leave. Look at that. That was Olaf there. He's the one who absorbed most of that damage. I can kind of hang out and get some extra health regen right now. Here's a globe. There we go. There's a kill. There's 2 kills. I like it. We're going to take Impatience is a virtue given the style of gameplay that we are going.
I want to alarm you, but the core is under attack.
I hope you have directions.
The dead rise again, heroes. Dare you enter the mines?
Alright. We're going to see what we can do up on this Merc camp.
Directions. Enough on your feet.
We're going to chase Murky away. Kill him, get the Merc camp. So that's pretty sweet for us. We may pay the price for it. No, we don't. So we get Murky. We get the Merc camp, which is a solid steal.
I believe there.
Didn't have to even blow a bribe stack, so that was nice. So they've got to take care of that. Let's see if we can do the same thing over here.
Here's rocks in your eye.
Whoops, didn't mean to actually hit that one. Unfortunately, that was a mistake on my part. So unless somebody comes in and steals this from us, we're going to get this Merc camp as well. Yes, we do. Fantastic. Here we go. Okay.
Yo, core under attack? Yeah, that seems bad.
We're going to triple Hearth and come back. Yeah, they're pushing hard on this, which is not a bad idea. Varian may get... Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought he might have been alive through that. Nice pull. We're going to get one more as he's going to go down. Very good. Okay. So that's good. We're going to take care of this over here. We're going to come back and burn that up. There that goes. So now we know Zagara's up here. Zagara gets killed. That's a very solid kill. I like that a lot. We're going to take that globe. We're going to come over here. We're going to burn up that. This camp is back up. Let's take these boys again. Thank you very much. Hello, Murky. Murky uses bubble to run away. I'm going to get some push over here. Now, our golem is bigger. We're going to see if we can take down this fort before the golems get there. I might have to bail out, though, because of a Nubrak. Let's run away just a little bit. There we go. Solid attack. And we're going to hop into a longboat. There's a kill in Zagara. Or a Nubrak, I'm sorry. We're going to take Fury of the Storm. There goes. There goes Varian.
Say hi to Freya for me. Ooh, that's a lot of property. Mayhem this show.
Now I'm just trying to do what I can at this point to keep my... Now I've got to bail out. Now I'm going to bail. We're going to longboat raid just to try to save Lucio. Unfortunately, we cannot. Genji's going to come in. There's the stun, but we do get the kill on their Lucio. I'm going to lose all the Vikings here, I think. Eric does get killed. Okay, unfortunately, that was the whole trio. We got caught just out too far. This could be bad news for us. We're going to have a fairly long respawn timer. As you can see, full timer's going. We're going to be here a while. We were making some progress. Now their healer is down. We're down 3 people if you count us as just 1.
Hey, the car is under attack.
So this might be bad news, Bears. Varian protects. That's a solid protect at the last minute. Our Lucio will be up in 7. Lucio. I don't know how he's pronounced. He's up in 7 seconds. 1 second. Here he goes. My Vikings are going to be up in 10. That Zagara is going to get killed. Yes, there he goes. Good Pyroblast. Good Pyroblast. That Zagara should have ran for his Nidus Worm. Stuck around.
Listen, hero.
We're going to come over here. So here are all our Vikings back. Let's get rid of this. There's probably some creep right around here that we're going to get rid of. We're going to come over here. They grabbed that Merc camp, which is unfortunate because that's where I was going to go. Let's head over there and help them clear that out. You make very quick work of that now with Fury of the Storm. We're going to grab the Sapper camp in the middle. No, we're not, because the enemy team is going to do it first. Look how quick that we kill the Sapper camp. Got to watch out for this. Longboat raid again. There's the kill on Varian. Very nice. We're going to see if we can piss that Murky off. He took the unlimited. He's going to get away. Baylog gets taken out. I was hoping our team was going to be able to save me there, but that's fine.
The enemy's attacking the core. Where am I going? Oh, never mind.
Seems like a good
Alright, Lucio goes down. That's pretty solid. We do have to worry about the push.
Enough of your bleeding. I'm
There he goes. Okay, very good.
What? Enjoy Valhalla.
Now I'm down one Viking for a little bit. We're gonna see what we can do and just try and take out some of this creep. There we go. We'll take out this Nidus worm.
I'll take the lead. Here's a
We got 33 regen globes thus far. And take the siege camp. Actually, we're gonna bribe this one mostly. We're gonna lose this camp to Varian. That is unfortunate. He's gonna take that. Yeah, that was silly. That was dumb. Should have backed off there. That was an unfortunate turn of events. Lost 2 siege, 2 bribe stacks.
Guys, the enemy's attacking the core. Wow, don't pull any punches or anything.
2 kills for us. We did lose Artanis. We're gonna try and burn through this pretty quickly. There we go. Alright. Let's see what we can do over here. Maybe we won't get chased away this time. Oh, there's Murky. There's a Murky. We're gonna chase him away. You can do what you want, buddy. I'm gonna take this camp. This is my camp. There we go. Fantastic. Alright.
Rise, golems.
They have a stronger golem. That's going to cause some problems for us. I'm in their line of sight. They can see exactly what we're doing here, unfortunately. Alright, Olaf has returned.
I can attack in this game? Wait,
And he's back. Let's go help them out.
never mind. Oh, I've never seen such impressive graphics before.
Sagara goes down again, so that is good for us. This camp's going to respawn in 15 seconds, but I think we have to defend against the golem first. Hopefully we can do some DPS on this and help take it down pretty quickly. Kael'thas goes down, we're getting chased behind.
I know. Don't want to alarm you, but the core is under attack. And a few of these. I can attack in this game. I'll take the Hey, core is under attack.
And down we go. Yep. So we actually got outpushed. We got outpushed by that. This is not a good map. We're going to report that guy because there's no need for that.
MVP.
It's a shame because I think he did very, very well. We are going to report that guy though. Yeah, exactly. I don't... Like, I don't have a lot of patience for that, as you've seen before. So let's see here. What do we have going on here? 10 mercenary captures. That's funny. Yeah, I'm going to give my vote to him as well, just because I don't appreciate that too much. So let's take a look at the things and why we picked them. So I died, looks like I think it was 2.5 times. This was not a good map for the Vikings. I didn't even get all of the XP. I really should have. I should have changed my build up. I think halfway through, like I made a change mid cycle. I think in this map I should have gone just more team fight from the get go. I really feel like would have been a better solution. Let's look at the talents. So we went here. I went bribe at 1. I did use it a couple of times. I do think from the get-go I probably should have gone maybe explosive attacks and just kept all the Vikings together and done something like that. You know, I'm not gonna say it didn't come in handy. But in a 2-lane map and the way that we were playing, we didn't get to build this up nearly as quickly as we wanted to. Mercenary Lord, level 4 here. Again, I was liking this in the beginning, and then ultimately we didn't get to really push with this too much. It might have been suited going a different ability, maybe Pain Don't Hurt for Balog to have him heal. That could have been useful. I'm fine with this, with Spin to Win at 7. This is the point where I kind of went like, all right, we're gonna just go in a 3 spot, all 3 together, and kind of just play like this. So Spin to Win was solid. It also provided us some means to take down Zagara's creep, so that was useful. Longboat Raid, solid with that. I'm fine with this one. It certainly did the trick. It provides some safety for the Vikings when they get in trouble. It also can be used offensively. I didn't really like play again at this point, so I'm okay with Longboat Raid. 13 Jump makes all Vikings invulnerable. That was good. I'm okay with this. And at this point, I just went the rest of the way. Impatience is a virtue. Enemies damage reduces the cooldowns, so I wanted everything to be back up as quickly as possible. And then at 20, Fury of the Storm. This one is interesting because at 20, you just get to be a crazy push machine. Unfortunately, this wasn't the map to be a crazy push machine. We got outpushed by Zagara, mostly. I bet you Zagara's siege damage is off the charts. Yeah, it's very, very high. We got out damaged by Zagara, or outpushed by Zagara very cleanly. I think, as it went through, we didn't die all that much. I mean, we definitely got more kills on the enemy team. We just weren't capitalizing on them, was part of the problem. Murky was doing business for a lot of it. I mean, really, we just, we didn't push hard enough. I think, even we weren't staying as a team. He says useless team. He's wrong. He's wrong in that regards. We just got outpushed. We didn't react to what the enemy team was doing when we needed to react to it, and and as such, we didn't really even get the real strong advantages on the golems that we needed to. It was just unfortunate. This is not a good map for the Vikings. This is like one of, I think, their worst map. It's probably one of their worst maps, if not the worst, just because of the nature of it. It's 2 lanes, so your split strategy doesn't really work out too well. Plus, there's so many there's not a lot of good places to hide on Haunted Mines. The enemy's going to be running through everywhere with all of the merc camps. They're good at taking the mercs, but there's not a lot of places to hide, so you can't really just body soak all too much. I quickly, they pushed right from the get-go, and there really wasn't a whole heck of a lot that we were able to do. Not the best experience with the Vikings. I guess I'm 0-1 now officially. That's my first quick match with them. A little tough, little tough. I would have preferred to have a 3-lane map so I can kind of showcase that. Maybe I'll try again later, and if I get a 3-lane, I'll record it and kind of put it in there. You get the idea of what my thought process was and how I switched it up, kind of mid-go. I probably should have re-picked my first 2 talents and done something a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, that's kind of the way it went. I went in with the mindset, and then it was okay toward the end. I think we were a better team fight team. We didn't capitalize on that, and we didn't get what we needed to get when we needed to get it. We really just let them outpush us for a while, and that's too bad, but that's how it goes. Not a great map for me as the Vikings. Just one of those things. That's quick match for you. I would definitely, if I was playing, let's put it this way, if I was playing draft mode, I definitely would not have selected the Vikings for this map no matter what. So that's what you get. Let me know what you think. All that fun stuff. Feel free to comment and make fun of me. It's all good. Once again, my name is Conman. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.